If you were to ask who was the most good-looking character in Breaking Bad, apart from Jane, you really couldn't think of a second person. Because of the previous case involving Tuco, Jesse's house had been targeted by the police, so he had to find himself a new place to stay undercover. The two of them looked around the place thoroughly, and Jesse was quite satisfied with it. In particular, he took a liking to the landlady, not knowing that the two of them would develop feelings for each other over time. What's more, because of Jane, there was a rift between Jesse and Walt. Since his money had been confiscated by the police, Jesse wanted to pay a part of the rent first and pay the remaining balance later. As soon as Jane heard this, she immediately wanted to kick him out. But after being swayed by Jesse's persuasive talk, Jane actually agreed to let him owe the rent. After settling the accommodation issue, the next thing was to make money. Ever since Tuco was gone, this area had become a mess. Walt and Jesse seized the opportunity and started producing a large amount of their product, drugs. However, Jesse's ambition grew. He put forward his plan: we'll be our own bosses, cut out the middlemen, and be our own distributors. Just like that, Jesse called a few reliable friends and told them his plan. Everyone had tasted Walt's product, and what's more, after the incident with Tuco, this area had become a very lucrative territory. Doing business there now was definitely a surefire way to make money. The group of them immediately agreed and all brought out their best skills. After all, the more they sold, the more they would earn. Walt and Jesse were making a fortune day by day, but dealing with drug addicts, sooner or later, something was bound to go wrong. On this particular day, Skinny Pete was cornered in the corridor by two drug users. Since Jesse's business mainly focused on the commercial side and he hadn't equipped his men with weapons, Skinny Pete had all his goods stolen by them. Once this incident happened, Walt immediately found Jesse and said that if they wanted to expand and succeed, those two drug users had to be dealt with. But Jesse misunderstood his intention and simply threw the money to cover Skinny Pete's losses at Walt. He thought there was no need to ruin their relationship over such a small amount of money. But Walt made it clear to him that if people in the business knew that you could be robbed and get away with it, then there would come a time when even regret wouldn't help. Jesse sneered and said, "So, what exactly do you want me to do?" That night, Walt brought something to Jesse. Walt wanted Jesse to kill those two drug users to establish his authority.